What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today's video I'm going to be talking about right now, hands down, best healing hunter in season, what season are we on? Season 3. Best season right now for hunters, because hunters right now are very overpowered. So there's a lot of different metas going around here, but this right here is the best PVE and PVE build right here for the hunters. Now, the main subclass that everyone's rocking for hunters right now are golden gunslinger, goldie gun, whatever you want to call them, or arc strider. Arc strider, what I would say, is the best one right now, considering these things take down a lot of players in the Crucible and a lot of ads in PvE, like most supers do when it comes to PvE. But when it comes to PvP, it is very hard to take down a super like this, considering the armor on this super is unbelievably overpowered. So, hunters just get a plus on arc striders because they are one of the hardest supers to take down in PvP. So, the reason why I'm calling this build the most overpowered is because you will have a lot of health on the build. You will pretty much never run out of health if you rock the certain meta, the certain weapon, the certain exotic, the certain ability on the subclass. So this is what I rock on the Arc Strider. Now, when it comes to grenade, you could use any certain grenade that matches up with your playstyle. It doesn't really matter. For me personally, I really like to skip grenade because it splits upon impact, creating multiple projectiles that seek enemies. That is good for taking down shield or taking down an enemy when they have no shield. Now, when it comes to ability, to class ability, both of them are really good, but I'm actually going to start using the marksman dodge than the gambler's dodge. They're pretty much the same thing, but instead of the gambler's dodge, the marksman dodge, you kind of like, instead of rolling backwards or forward in a roll, you pretty much twirl around and you don't have to lose target on your enemy. Like, you could keep your accuracy pinpointed on your enemy while you're dodging. That's why I like it. Not like Shade Step or whatever you want to call it. Gambler's dodge is pretty much Shade Step from D1, Destiny 1, where you turn backwards, you dodge backwards, forward, left or right, so you don't get shot by incoming fire. But both of these class abilities pretty much do the same thing. They create the same cause of protection when it comes to evading gunfire from ads or PvP players. Now, when it comes to the jump, I rock with the triple jump only because I like having a third jump so I could get on. My movement is smoother and I could jump on obstacles quicker. That's just my personal opinion. Then again, it matches up with your playstyle. It's up to you. Pick the best what works for you. Okay, now I rock with the Way of the Warrior build right here only because it gives you health. Kill an enemy with its melee ability to trigger a health regeneration that increases your melee damage temporarily, I mean. So this, every time you get a melee, it recharges that ability. You punch somebody, you kill them, you get your health back, just like Devour on Warlocks, except for this one you actually got to kill a person with your melee to get the ability to trigger. But it also comes with combat flow, melee kills, recharge your dodge ability. That's good for your marksman dodge, and I'll explain why when it comes to the exotic that we will be running. So it also comes with Deadly Reach. Dodging increases your melee range, allowing you to lunge further to strike enemies. That is very good when it comes to meleeing. And we got Lethal Current. After dodging, each arc staff hit creates a damaging lightning aftershock. That's good because if you hit somebody and you miss, you still have a higher chance of hitting them. So that's really good. Now both abilities are pretty good, but this one is only good because I'm rocking a healing hunter right now. I want to be able to get the most amount of health possible when it comes to fighting or engaging with NPCs or PvP guardians. Now I'm going to show you what I rock in PvP because mainly this is a PvP build. I mainly focus on all my classes actually, characters, Titan, Warlock, all on PvP. I'm not really a big PvE player, but for PvP, I suggest you grind the Antidote D to get this weapon. You gotta get it from the gunsmith. Now, you could either get this weapon to drop with your your masterwork, or you could get it without. Either way, it's a very good weapon to get used to. It's probably the most overpowered SMG in the game right now. So I suggest if you get it and you don't know what it is, now that I'm telling you, everyone should know that this weapon is overpowered in the Crucible. I suggest keeping a hold on it. And the perks I run on it is SC Holo. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. It greatly increases range, slightly decreases handling speed, but that's okay only because it gives you a sight instead of iron sights. So I suggest using this. I rock it with this perk, increases stability and your range, and we got the amazing perk that gives us kill clip, which means you're loading after a kill, grants increased damage. That's what we need on a weapon. This, trust me guys, this is probably the most overpowered perk right now on most guns. Now, if you're gonna masterwork it, obviously got it in Crucible, and you want to masterwork it to handling or reload speed. I don't know why it's on reload speed. I'm gonna switch that for you guys right now, actually. Handling is pretty good. I suggest getting it on handling or stability. Range is already pretty good, so you don't have to waste time on re-rolling it to range. Now, for your secondary weapons, you could rock either, which I mainly recommend, is the Graviton Lance. This weapon in PvP is probably hands down the most used and most efficient pulse rifle. It is probably the most. All I'm trying to say is that this is the best PvP weapon right now. It is the meta right now. If you're not rocking it and you're wondering why you're not doing good and you're getting outthrown by this weapon, I recommend strongly that you use this weapon or pick it out or take it out of your vault. Because everyone by now should have picked this weapon, because right in the beginning of the story of the main game, one of these NPCs offer you this weapon of choice. So if you didn't pick this weapon, go start a new character right away, go through the quest, or get it out of an exotic, because this weapon is greatly recommended for people who are trying to wreck the PvP in this game. It comes with perks: Black Hole, second shot of a burst, rips a hole through space-time, doing high damage and recoil with no fall off. That's very good. Good stability and handling. Comes with hammer forged rifling, accurized rounds, cosmology, fitted stock, very overpowered. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing these words. I'm very far away from the screen right now, but all I'm trying to say is that this weapon is very good, including if you get the Graviton Lance Catalyst, which you could find by pledging the Dead Orbit and getting tokens on the Faction Rally, and if you get the thing to level 50, you can pick up this Catalyst. Okay. Now we move on to your last. This is up to you whether you want to rock Fusion, Sniper, Shotgun, Sword. It's up to you. I'm not really going to go into detail. I like to rock shotguns or snipers. That's my recommended purpose of using third slot. Though that's just the way I play. I like playing aggressive, and depends on the map. I maybe switch back to a sniper. Now I move on to stats. You want to mainly focus on recovery. Like then again I said, this build is mainly being focused on healing yourself as fast as possible. Because having enough health is way more important than having mobility and etc. So if you could get your recovery on a 5+, you have a god tier build when it comes to healing. The higher the recovery, the better you're gonna do when it comes to healing. Now, this exotic, you need DLC, of course. You need to do the Warm Mind DLC. You beat it, you will get the Warm Husk Crown. They literally offer to you, like the Graviton, you get to pick between 3 different items, but if you get the option to pick one of these items, get the Warm Husk Crown, alright? This is the meta right now for hunters. You're a hunter, you're going to see everybody rocking this helmet. It grants recovery as a role, and the exotic perk on it is Burning Souls. Dodging begins health regeneration, small bump to health when dodging. We're going to go back to the perk on the subclass. That's good because when you dodge and you use one of your class abilities for your Arc Strider, Night Stalker, it's going to regain your health when using your class ability when dodging, evading bullets. And this is when combat flow comes into play. When you melee somebody, it recharges your dodge ability. So right when you get this ability charged, you could keep meleeing, get that shit recharged, shade step, so you pretty much have unlimited health if you play it correctly. Depending how many kills you get, the more kills you get, the more chances you of recharging your abilities faster. So you're pretty much unstoppable if you play your build correctly. So this hands down is the best helmet for hunters right now, the best exotic. Now for armor pieces, you can rock whatever you want, but I suggest anything that boosts up recovery. mainly because that's just how the build has to rock. The higher the recovery, the faster you recover using your abilities when it comes to the Wormhusk Crown and your Graviton. Now, if you want to turn your build into something crazier when it comes to healing yourself, I suggest you picking up an exotic called Crimson. This is pretty much Red Death from D1 and is probably the most overpowered hand cannon when it comes to regaining health. Every kill you get with this weapon grants you health. So if you want to turn your build upside down and make it even better, get yourself the Crimson. Catalyst or not, it is an overpowered PvP weapon, and it works crazy with hunters with this meta and this build. I strongly recommend it. Now that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope this build helped you guys out in PvP and PvE. Strongly recommend it for PvP. If you're just getting into Destiny 2, I recommend strongly that you try and work on this build. Now for Hunter, it's not as easy as you think to get recovery-based items when it comes to pieces of armor. But if you could work on the game, build your character up from the ground up, work on recovery and mobility, you'll have a perfect build. Trust me. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys liked the video, make sure to like, subscribe, comment if you enjoyed. If you're new, make sure to put those post notifications on for daily videos and streams. Go follow me on Twitch. Links will be